Hello, my name is Amber Bramlett, and I will be leading you through your CDA Independent Study coursework. Today I just wanted to look at a few things, including the syllabus and course material. We are going to first look at the course itself, and it is labeled CDA Independent Study. The first thing you see is a welcome to your CDA coursework tab right here, where you can find the syllabus and the university syllabus. We are going to start out by looking at the syllabus, which you can find right here to the left. And of course, this is hello and welcome to your CDA Independent Study coursework. My name is Amber Bramlett, and I will be leading you through these three courses, which will be together in Canvas under the block labeled CDA Independent Study. First, a few housekeeping things. Let's go over to the syllabus, which is to your left. My name is Amber Bramlett, as I said, and I am an education instructor. This is, of course, an independent study, so you are my only student. If you need to get in touch with me, the fastest way is through email, and here's my email address right here, and my office phone number is right here. I will tell you that I generally only answer emails between 8 and 6 p.m. After that, that is my family time. So I'm usually not on the computer after about 6 p.m. The course description, let's look at that. Exceptional Child is 3 hours that you will be obtaining through these courses. And this is just a course that looks at the laws pertaining to disabled children in child care facilities and the special accommodations that children need in these facilities. We will be looking at the Americans with Disabilities Act and also how to tailor your classroom curriculum to meet those individual needs. The next part of this course is designed to acquaint you with the historical roles of families in their child's development. You will become familiar with theories supporting early childhood education and learn how to develop an effective program for them. And then you will also receive credit for ECH 1103, which is Child Growth and Development, which is a course that studies the environmental and hereditary effects on the cognitive, affective, psychomotor, and sociolinguistic development of typical and atypical developing children. I know it sounds like a lot, but remember, you are getting 9 hours. I went ahead and I put the Practicum 1 here because these courses are attached to Practicum 1, which will be taught by a different instructor. She will visit you at your child care facility, and she should be contacting you relatively soon to make that decision as to when she will come down to do the observation. Your required materials. You're going to need the Child Development Associate National Credentialing Program, and CDA Competency Standards. We will be using those standards a lot. I know my book is very worn and weathered because I refer to those so much. So those are important texts for this class that we will use quite often, as well as your Essentials for Working with Young Children book and the workbook. Okay, so let's look at our objectives. That way you'll know exactly where we want to be by the end of this semester. The first thing that we want to talk about is how at the end of this you will be prepared for a professional portfolio meeting. Not just with your practicum instructor, but you will be prepared to send this portfolio to Washington in order to get a CD certification. You will do this by completing competency standards in 13 functional areas, and we will go through each of those areas together as we go along this semester. you will have various projects this semester relating to the different aspects of the course load. There are some projects that are specific to exceptional children. There are some that are specific to child growth and development. But if you will look at the course outline, you'll see when to expect those projects and when they are due. I hope that throughout this you will continue to have a desire to grow professionally, and we will talk about some professional organizations that you can join that are pertinent to early childhood. I am a member of a couple of those myself, but we'll talk about those. And other than that, you'll learn professionalism by attending 135 hours of training via face-to-face meetings or Canvas. And in this case, it's going to be Canvas. Complete all necessary documentation when applying for that CDA assessment. It's going to be very important to make sure that you have the correct documentation, so we will work on that as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by looking at the first module. This is a really interesting course, and I love the readings for this course because it really makes me think, not just as an educator but as a mother, because you are looking at child development from birth until 5 years old, and there's so much going on during that time. And as we keep reading, you'll see that it is just a very interesting subject. All right, let's see here. Here is your instructions and then your introduction. So go ahead and just complete the introduction. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. Just to kind of tell you about me, I am a former middle school teacher, and I worked in public education for about 9 years. Then I moved to higher education about 2 years ago. I enjoy being in the classroom, and I am very excited to share my knowledge with you. My husband's a teacher also, and a football and baseball coach at Heber Springs High School. We have 2 sons, Bo, Dylan, and Ryan. We're river people, so which is kind of funny. I mean, we live right next to a river, like it's in my backyard. So we do a lot of nature-like things, and it's a lot of fun. I also like movies and reading and traveling. I will be in El Salvador from February the 21st until February 29th. However, I do have somebody on standby to help you if you need assistance during that week. I will be in and out of pocket because of internet connections, but I should be able to answer your emails within a few days. Usually my email policy is 24 hours. And like I said, I don't usually answer emails in the late evening time, but I will tell you if I can't answer them in a timely manner. But during this week, I'll try my best to answer them within 24 hours. But if not, I do have another early education instructor that will be available for anyone that needs immediate assistance. Okay, so that is your first thing to do. And then you have the child maltreatment video and form. Now, you may have already done this for another class, and if you have, that's okay. You just tell me the teacher, semester, and class name, and that'll be it, and you won't have to redo this. But if this is your first time to do a maltreatment video, all you do is go use this link, watch the video, sign the form, scan it in, and send it back to me. And that's all you have to do. You can send it through here, and I will give you 25 points for that. So that's a easy assignment. Okay, the next one is your professional philosophy statement project. This is not due until March 31st, so you have some time. But I just kind of wanted to look at this and talk to you about what a philosophy statement is. it actually is something that's going to change as you evolve as an educator. It has everything to do with your personal experiences and the things that you do in the classroom. I feel like you will grow and learn throughout this semester, but also as you continue as a professional educator in the future. When you are finished with your statement, we will read it and look at it together. And, I will offer any suggestions for you before you have to turn it in with your CDA portfolio. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about for this particular video is your first module. Now again, this course is 3 courses in 1. That means you will get credit for the 3 different classes: Exceptional Children, Foundations, and Child Growth. Every module will have something that relates to all of the standards in those courses, or some of the standards in those courses, excuse me. The first module is all about safety. If you look at the hierarchy of needs by Maslow, you know that safety is the most important thing to everybody. You want to feel safe first. If a child doesn't feel safe, he or she cannot learn. So that is our word of the week: safety. I want you to read the textbook, and I have the chapter and pages listed here. And then I want you to review the competency standards that go with safety, and then complete the assignments that are a part of Module 1. Okay, we have 2 kinds of main assignments in this course: resource collections, and then you have your written statements. This is a resource that you will collect. You need to provide a copy of a menu that you are using in the child care facility in which you work. I would like to have a menu that kind of looks like this, that has breakfast, lunch, and snack. I understand that most places do not have dinner. This is just an example of one that you can use. Of course, you are doing pre-K, so you would do this one right here. And here's an example: choose my plate, and you can actually use the menu from there if you would like to. All right, so the way you turn that in, you scan it, and you can save it as a PDF file or a JPEG, and then submit it to me. And that's it for that particular assignment. The next thing that I want you to do is a safety checklist. Now, these are located in your textbook. What you need to do is go through each, and if you don't want to mark in your book, just make copies of those pages. But go through your facility and just do a safety checklist. There are several things listed in the checklist that are state or federally required mandates for a daycare facility. So it's important that you understand the responsibility that teachers take on when they have a daycare class or daycare. You can find the checklists actually on 23 and 33. I'm sorry. You can read about it from 10 to 37. All right. So after completing the safety indoor and outdoor checklist, I want you to respond to these questions. Tell me which items were left unchecked, and what can you do to improve? Okay, so there is that. And I'm about to run out of time on my video, so I may have to make another one. But, no, we can get it. The last thing you have to do is a competency statement. And this is just a reflection of what you learned this week. And the reflection should be no less than 100 words. And I will give you a detailed statement as an example that you can use. Okay, if you have any more questions or comments, feel free to email me or call me. Until next time, see you later.